very big for Piglet.
Yep.
And as you said, Phoenix1 are on red side, so they're kind of pinched as far as the meta bans.
And Liquid are going to drop in this LeBlanc ban, and still want to point out that Ryu, even though he did lose the previous game, looked really good on the Corki. I think it is scary if Liquid must deal with it again. Where they're saying, yep, Ryu's LeBlanc, no split pushing for you. Drop the Elise, none of that for MikeYeung, get rid of his early pressure. And so thinking of power picks, Caitlyn's off the table. They're still going to go with the Callista as well, actually not letting Piglet play that either, but thinking of a threat.
All right, will it
Rek'Sai.
be Corki and the Tristana, or will the Thresh not go picked in this one? Will they actually change it up and go with the Thresh ban?
And last time Liquid banned Talia instead. They actually thought that was more valuable than the Corki, if I recall correctly. They do it again.
Do.
Wow.
All right, Mickey feels confident in his Cassiopeia, and he also had a very good game.
He was solid. That Ryu maybe was a bit better, but certainly was a decent performer here, Mickey. But now they don't have that Caitlyn to hard smash bot lane with, and it's the only time Piglet's really won lane. No Thresh available. Do you first pick Rek'Sai to deny from MikeYeung? Because they will pick it. Almost definitely first round red side. I don't think Rek'Sai's lost in this series. It's a small sample size, obviously, but it's been comfort for Mike. And they say no, Tristana is still the way to go. Even though Arrow just plays Varus every game anyway. And there's that Rek'Sai.
No surprises. Everybody's sticking to their trends.
Yep. There's that. And like, I think Phoenix1 more than once have been given the option of taking Trist away and have opted away from that, so the Rek'Sai maybe is okay for Liquid to give out.
Yeah.
The Gragas that was banned before is up for them, so Dardoch can go back to that champion. They can still flex it to Lourlo as well. His Shen is up as well. You can grab that here. But then have to deal with Kled as a hard matchup. Oh, the Jarvan was left up. That's one of the bans that I forgot was left available. P1, I believe, banned that every single game until now, and Dardoch gets his second most played jungler of the split on Liquid.
Yeah, a lot of people jumping on that Jarvan train.
Gnar blind.
Gonna combo here, so it will be a lot of armor shred. Jarvan inherent armor shred, Black Cleaver for Gnar.
And it's decent frontline. Like, this is one of the old school combos from back in, I want to say 2014, maybe 2015. The Narvan combo, you set up the walls and throw them into him right afterwards. It's very good engage combo.
We're playing 5-on-5.
Yep.
ARAM mid.
And we'll see if P1 can split them up. Maybe Ryu split push Corki. It's been more than once that Teal have had the, quote, better team fight composition, and Ryu was able to split them up to do good things. So maybe he can do it again here.
Yeah, Phoenix1 going with their comfort champs.
Yep.
So far. See if they target, Mickey in the mid lane and ban out the Cassiopeia on top of the Orianna this time around. Make him show something different. They definitely want to take away a lot of the solid AP threats for later. Because they said there's going to be a lot of armor shred, and they're overloaded on that right now. If they can get maybe the Syndra or the Cassiopeia, it's a hard choice.
Yeah, there's a Lulu ban. I think that makes a lot of sense, though, because when you see the Blitz ban, you know they're trying to go Enchantress down there.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to get... So I feel like they're not going to be able to get Cassiopeia and Syndra, so they just say, whatever, you're going to get one of the two, no point in it, and they attack support instead.
Yeah, I think P1 grabs Braum here, waits for Teal to show their mid, then get the counter pick afterwards, so it will mean Matt has to play something different.
I mean, they don't really get to counter pick because they do have Corki and Varus, so you can't really flex the Corki.
No, the Corki stays mid. I don't think it's a great bot laner right now anyway. I wouldn't put it there.
Yeah, you can't flex. You can't get the counter pick.
No. Oh, sorry, you're right. I'm silly. I just blanked on what a mid laner was. Thank you for filling me into that one. They'll counter pick. I mean, they see top lane already, but they'll counter pick it later on. I think just the Braum grab right away. I fell into a pit there. Tio now have to fill in their lineup. Counter pick the Corki in the mid lane. And they need to figure out what they want to play against Braum Varus bot. It's gonna be actually the Bard, so they had the option.
Matt Bard in Game 5. When it all comes down to it, this is the champion that he first started getting high praise for when he joined the team. See if he can pull it off here in the high pressure situation.
Yep. Matt Smurf, at least one of them. Bard Romance. Kenobi has that yet again here in this. Hope he can make out of the promotion tournament well, as Cassiopeia will be the pick just like last time. P1 would rather ban the Orianna as they have before. So Phoenix1, what is your top laner going to be? Dealing with Gnar, Maokai off the table. Shen is a survival matchup, but...
Well, they would have to go full out on the...
high damage. Ooh. Rumble. This is a pretty meager front line then. It's only Braum, Rek'Sai.
They rely upon the crowd control from the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Huge reliance on Arrow and Xpecial when they do get to dealing with this massive team comp here from Team Liquid that are definitely looking for the 5-on-5. Tempered Fate sets up Narvan combo so easily. You land the Bard ultimate, it's pretty much guaranteed Jarvan's in there. You create those walls, the Gnar stuns come through, and you have a Tristana Cassiopeia banging on you. Like that late game, you can't really get better than that late game 5-on-5 from Team Liquid. So Phoenix1 have to beat them to the punch.
Let's see what they get for themselves here as it's the final game of the day. Who is going to pass the promo tournament? Is it going to be Phoenix1 stopping reverse sweeps back to back? Or will it be Liquid actually getting the 3 straight to get that victory there? Who's going to be passing through? Who's going to get knocked down to face E United tomorrow for the final spot? It's this game and then a single best of 5 tomorrow for the loser. 2-2 the tie up here, and Liquid time and again building around Protect Piglet, Tristana, Kog'Maw, Tristana, Caitlyn, Tristana. Can he carry?
And the big variation here, the Rumble comes in for Zig in the top lane. Can he get an early push onto Gnar? Try and get that lead before Gnar gets to Hexdrinker.
Yep.
Which makes it very painful for him. One thing I really do like about, Rumble later on too, trying to use Jarvan combo a little bit against him.
Well, let's see what comes in on this one. TL have actually had a couple of really cheeky invades before. Their Game 1 Gragas invade was really cute. I love seeing teams who have that kind of preparation, who see what their opponent's level 1s look like and then devise a plan to beat it. It had gotten them first blood, but it kind of backfired. I just always love seeing teams get that kind of prep. It's one of my favorite things about the game. Reading into your opponents and doing things they don't expect. This game, though, kind of everything's out on the table. Really nothing surprising in this draft, except maybe the Rumble, honestly. Everything else I think was to be accounted for pretty easily. I'd say safe to predict almost every single draft. And now we'll see. Does the Dardoch Jarvan pay off? It had gotten banned so many times in this series. Matt bringing out his Bard. Wasn't contested until this time he loses the Lulu to a ban and says, all right, it's time.
Minions have spawned.
Rocking the Bard. Love that skin.
All right, trying to protect the Raptors here is Mickey. See about the invade here. A little bit of delayed invade from Phoenix1. They've done this multiple times. They're actually going to get some harassment down.
Oh, Mickey has to flash away, though, because Xpecial was waiting around. I love the little meta games. Like, yeah, I'm going to try to sue Raptors. He's going to try to stop me, so I'm going to help you stop.
All right, well,
not
phase
stop.
2 is going to be that the bottom lane did show, and if they go through the river, they're going to run right into Bard and Tristana.
Yep.
Bottom side.
We're not
They're
seeing
running into him. They're fighting.
They're fighting in the bot lane. They're not running in the bot lane. They're running away. Okay. All right, there we go. Close it to Piglet. Not that much was gained. Piglet, of course, and the autos back and forth. Matt, of course, did go for the spell thief start as you're going to. And oh, Piglet got strong, which minion was taking damage. Could have gotten 2. Sadly, only got 1. And gets a trade on Xpecial at least.
All right, looks like MikeYeung possibly could go for Raptors red top side clear once again here. He would defend his Krugs against the counter jungle. But Jarvan, Dardoch, could make an early visit to the bottom side. Jarvan definitely either likes to go for Scuttle to heal up after level 3 and double buffs, or looks to make a play.
Two from both these squads. Dardoch blue buff into red. That's done. There's level 3. He's bot side. Last spin over the wall, but there is a ward waiting for him to his right.
Scuttle heal.
Thank you, Observer. Ward almost got killed, actually. 2 autos came through from the TL squad when it dropped down. But they have the timer at least. And he could play around it. They actually know the timer, so he's in that brush safely. He will not be known, his location at least. Nice attempt.
Meanwhile, on the top side, we have MikeYeung making a visit to Gnar. Rek'Sai is really good at ganking Gnar because you can't hop on his head. Rek'Sai will just unburrow and knock you up there, but he pulls off because Lourlo is playing it safe. Boomerang spam.
Nice one by Ryu saying, hey, was he trying to steal? No, he's not. Okay. That was the difficulty, is the fact that Dardoch was really unspotted going bot side. He actually could have snuck the blue buff, but they wouldn't have known before it was dead. Dardoch didn't know he was that safe, as it was a full red side clear for MikeYeung.
Yeah. Dardoch does get down the vision to protect his pushing bottom lane once again, though, allowing Matt and Piglet to push up.
Small CS lead for Arrow. Piglet's unfortunately misclicked a couple of times in this lane. Not game ending, just unfortunate. Trade in the mid lane once again as Ryu staying safe from the skill shot and landing his own. Nice slow into Piglet. One attack for Arrow. Couple hundred health off of Matt. P1 honestly doing a really good job in the 2-on-2. Not against Caitlyn, they tend to win, or at least get enough gank pressure to keep it equal. Quick shove on the top side, and Zig, if he does it right, can actually get this entire wave. Looks like he'll get 24. Close enough.
Mike
one.
wants to gank this Cassiopeia.
And he do it. Here's the ghost in. Mickey's going to try to run away, gets a bit of damage, and actually forces back MikeYeung. The threat was there. Mickey, they're running out of mana. He's got to be a bit more careful.
Yeah, he unburrows and takes a decent amount of damage. The Ghost is a low cooldown, but remember, because he blew Flash level 1, now that's a summonerless Cassiopeia in the mid lane.
Right, and I think they might have been afraid Dardoch could have been around it, because with double Flash, you get that chase thing 100% of the time, or close to it, because I think Mike still had red on him.
One of the biggest mistakes we see a lot of teams make is chasing into the side of jungle where you have not been and you don't have any vision.
Right. So rightly so afraid of Jarvan, and Dardoch wasn't that far away. And they still get a free ghost, and that's still a decent lead. So if they come back in the next minute and a half, is, as you mentioned, a summonerless Cassiopeia. MikeYeung has not yet done his first recall, but Dardoch has, and he's got his Smite Stone. So and we'll see if he gets the wards across to track the next gank, because it's going to be tough for Mickey.
Looks like more of a stick to me. Eh?
Smite the ward stick?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I like your
allude
to the sight zone, though. Not everything is cute, Phreak. You've been
What? I love... I'm sorry. All right. All right. You are, though,
You
Kobe.
can... Oh, there it is.
I got you. Not everything is, but some people really are.
Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Piglet
It's a Tristana.
still trying to push on.
Also cute. All right, couple of shots from the back as Zig throws missiles into Lourlo, who, with that fire touch, has to delay his recall by 4 seconds. Probably getting away now. Is Xpecial getting towards that quest.
I like that Matt keeps on venturing into the fog of war. One of the most fun things about Bard is the mind games of, magical journey your jungler in. So are they always going to respect your roam every time you venture into the fog of war and then back off minions and give up CS? Because the possibility that he magical journeys in the jungler,
Right.
on the one time you don't call him, the bluff, that's the one time where Jarvan, with the extra gap closers, can get through. The junglers are actually approaching level 6. They're going to need the extra respawn of the camps to grab it, but it's becoming a possibility here. Those big combo plays.
Had spotted Dardoch not long ago. We saw with the Observer staying used. The Scryer's Bloom, they knew he was taking Krugs a little while ago. Grabbed his respawn, grabbed those easily. Matt stuns some minions. Shows him who's boss.
Trying to push in the wave, continue to keep that pressure up, then they go for harassment while the enemy team are trying to CS.
It's a nice attempt at a blue buff steal right now. Dardoch kind of unaware.
Ryu has the control ward.
Yeah.
They could collapse here onto Dardoch, but they don't want to take it because Gnar is moving down. Lourlo allows them to take out that control ward.
And somewhat surprisingly, Rek'Sai is actually clearing slower than a Jarvan. That is a bit shocking to me, but level 6 came in first for Dardoch here.
And the Hex Drinker, that power point we're talking about in the matchup, pretty much everybody versus Rumble. You can get to your Hex Drinker.
Yeah.
And you feel so much more secure.
Except for Lysandra. Not likely to buy that one herself.
Fair enough.
Auto attack matchups, yes. I'm being pedantic, I'm sorry. As the cannon minion. Cut! All right, good job. Just want to make sure. Very close game, though. Equal gold on both these sides. Top lane, small lead for Lourlo. Really nicely done for him. But otherwise, it's been solid gold income for the rest of Phoenix1.
This is definitely promising, for Game 5s where it's 2 in a row victories for Phoenix1 to start out the series. Having those questions so early on of, where is the Team Liquid from yesterday? But then for Team Liquid to answer back so quickly and so definitively in the next two, you'd really hope for a super competitive Game 5 to determine it all.
Yep. And it always seems when you get here, teams often slow down a bit and play much more risk-averse. They don't want to be the mistake that costs the series. The teams, again, do still have a lifeline. There will still be a lower bracket match against E United for the loser here. But you still don't want to throw away this best of 5. You want to close it out. They both now got equal rights to it. Game score equal, gold equal.
Level 6s for the bottom lane would be interesting combo. They both have really good gank setup. Tempered Fate, as we said before. No possibilities of setting up Jarvan combos. Meanwhile, it's going to be middle lane.
Damage on the Mickey, gets the double stun perfectly aimed, and look at the damage on MikeYeung, forced to run away. Mickey could go for this one, forcing the flash out to stay alive. Mickey outplaying.
Big damage there back from Mickey. Got the wide angle ultimate there.
Yeah.
And if you immediately play that aggressively, I have seen multiple Cassiopeia, turn that into a kill for themselves, 2 versus 1. But Mickey is a little bit cautious there. Wasn't sure about the counter damage. He wasn't sure about accounting for the other members of Phoenix1.
Sure.
As far as completely committing to that kill, because you can definitely get that chase down kill. And he has both summoners, but doesn't, want to take this too far. And maybe that is another measure of what you were talking about before, Game 5.
Looking for a play down here. Chain's going to land. Do they have the Ooh, wow, look at the damage over there. He dodged away from the Tempered Fate as well. A nice chain of ground control, but not the damage they needed to kill off Piglet.
Yeah, they do dodge the Tempered Fate, but because Arrow has to dodge backwards, he's not in damage range. So they don't get any more DPS down.
Package. Braum, though, all 5 of Phoenix1 are here. And Dardoch in a 3v5. Delivers the package. A nice ulti across as well, and they're burning to death. The flash to chase. Zig wants the damage. They get the first blood into Ryu.
Now they got to pressure this tower. They have 4 members. They can beat the Gnar in the tower race. Lourlo's up top working on it. It's at 50%, but they've got 4 people. So Phoenix1, first blood, and soon to follow, first turret as well.
Extremely well played. The pressure around bot lane. You take away the Caitlyn. You make him play a fair laning champion in P1. Arrow and Xpecial. I think 4 games now win the bot lane in the laning phase.
All right, teleport comes in, timed with the package. Rumble ultimate coming down. There's just red lava everywhere.
Yep. The rift is lava, and TL couldn't get away from it. Like so much tan bark. Lourlo was able to trade top lane and got some farm for it. He didn't match TP. He got some XP and whatnot. And because of this, because of that alone time, the game is only 300 apart. So Lourlo, it's now much more on him to be the carry because he got the solo gold, he got that extra farm, and he's going to hope that they can match with this.
It definitely is a lot more about where the gold is. Bard now circling around behind Zig, who doesn't have flash from the last play.
Slow, the Ignite is on as well. He's got no way out. You have to assume they're going to get another slow in this one. But the health is just a little bit too high. He's got Ninja Tabby from the very beginning. And so walking is going to be the way out. And I spoke too soon.
Sometimes it's the simplest answer.
Sometimes it is.
Quickest route is just a straight line.
Yep.
Back to your base.
He's going to be fine with that one. So Piglet getting some alone time in this one. Good escape. But now, it's of course a trade of which dual lane can push down turrets faster. Lourlo has some time with this. Dardoch going to be there. He's got the knockup on Xpecial. He's going to get a little bit of this one. But no Mega Gnar, so no follow through. MikeYeung is back filling the lane. Ulti coming across. Chain of Corruption means some damage, but Lourlo well above half HP. He's going to be fine. Yeah, traded again on though.
Remember, even though they win the race on this one, the race doesn't matter second time around. The only race that matters is the first race. It does matter that Team Liquid can actually defend the turret, but interesting rotation here up to the top from Cassiopeia as well. Going to be able to secure the blue buff. So Team Liquid never have to trade anything back for that turret. That being said, Phoenix1 still not even behind in gold after that. So if they are able to claim that turret and even up the score, they'll reclaim their lead as well.
Well, if they can. Right now the game is now tied in gold. And so the money was backed up by P1.
It also becomes a little bit misleading, the gold at the top of the screen, because once you have side turrets down, the big minion waves that are trading hands also, you know, needs or provide some context to the game, right? That's a lot of gold that's sitting there. It could be denied. Yeah, it could be, you know, denied, but
picked up clean.
yeah, exactly. If you're down 100, 200 gold and you have a big minion wave heading your way without extra pressure from the enemy team, then
then it's yours clean.
There you go.
Absolutely. See if TL can keep their spirits high and their gold ahead as they're back to 800 up, as you mentioned about the minion wave. Shoving in the lanes and that blue buff on. Mickey's feeling pretty decent. Trinity Force done though for Ryu. And this Cloud Drake sits here and languishes in the river as no one wants it, sad and alone. Xpecial open for maybe a cheeky play. Or some would say a cute play. But he's not going to get it here. Okay, Piglet 1v2, Bard's roaming. Roaming back towards Xpecial though, he's going to be fine. Kills away the control ward, and they know that Matt's around.
I'm waiting now for the setup because Trinity Force does come through. Blade of the Rune King is short to follow here for Arrow. They've already got spell penetration here on Zig. So maybe it's just a matter of waiting for the next package here for Phoenix1. Because remember the team comps that you're looking at heading into this, right? Cassiopeia and Tristana, we've seen so many times over the course of this tournament, scaling advantage there with any sort of decent front line, and they definitely have that. So Phoenix1 might push it a little bit ahead. They definitely have damage advantage. You know, once Rumble gets to that level 11, they'll feel pretty good about bringing him to the party as well. If they can time that with package, look to repeat kind of the earlier scenario.
Yeah, this team definitely does have some level of backline access. Like, Rumble's good at hitting a lot of people, and he's going to get, you know, 500 damage or more on someone like a Cassiopeia or a Trist. Someone else has to do the rest of that damage, though, or it just gets kind of life-stealed back up. And thankfully, as you mentioned, they have package. Rek'Sai can do it. Varus actually has some follow-through in his damage, so the experience can be there. Ooh, he spots the Cassio. Can't quite juke that, but Valkyrie's a safety.
Definitely a good point. And sometimes on top of that, it is also some zoning that just chunking the back line can provide you.
Right.
Chunk them out low enough that they aren't able to do damage. You don't get your kill gold, but at least they're out of the fight.
It's going to be a 3-on-2. Dardoch waiting around. It's something to see that Xpecial and MikeYeung were around, so not going to have a fight just yet. Piglet and Zig trading blows briefly, and with Leandry's done, Piglet's got to be a bit afraid of this.
What will they trade for this Cloud Drake? Phoenix1 are moving on it, and they should be able to kill it very quickly. They're going to trade a bit of vision. So Team Liquid are going to get some of that red quadrant vision, but Phoenix1 very happy to take up this Cloud Drake.
Okay. Well, mid lane Rift Trail is going to be pushing in, and Xpecial not going to get a ton of damage. This one monsters the eye and gets it to actually lower the damage. That swing right there saves a couple hundred HP off that mid lane outer turret. They're not hitting it again. They're looking for the play instead in the mid lane. Equalizer to extend the lava, but they were long gone already. Mickey flashed a while ago.
Even with the screen wide.
Yep.
They do get the summoner spell, as you said, out of Mickey. Cassiopeia flash is very important. They're hitting their spikes. Leandry, Trinity Force, Blade of the Rune King.
Absolutely, so if they can do anything with it, that'd be great. But now there's no neutral objectives to fight for. The Rift Herald is dead. The Cloud Drake gone. Ocean's next step at 22 minutes and change.
Name of the game for Team Liquid is just continue farming.
Absolutely. Cassio and Trist, long range, great scaling. Corki certainly no slouch, and Varus ain't bad, but maybe still side with the hard tank team.
Yeah, I still really want to see this combo too. Tempered Fate to set up a Jarvan Cataclysm engage with the Gnar coming in afterwards and stunning on those walls. It's always fun to see the giant 5-man combos.
Absolutely agree. See if we get to yell about that one. 200 gold separates these teams. P1 up the Cloud Drake to neuter that somewhat. Sorkshoe's done for Ryu.
Can they make use of this speed? They have him on the chase here.
Lourlo's got it. Chain lands. No stun to be had except just on Ryu, and they all kite away. Mickey first room of the Nakam is there, and yes, the chase is in. Ryu gets the kill. No need to ensure it for MikeYeung. Not quite needed, though.
They are able to find the chase down. They get the mid laner without a summoner spell. The one they wanted to punish, that's going to mean a turret reward for Phoenix1.
The Ghost wasn't enough, and now the gold up 800. P1 can keep going for more. 20 seconds still on Mickey's respawn. Dardoch went up to the Raptors, didn't get caught out for it, though. He's staying alive.
A simple return. and reward for tracking summoner spells. Phoenix1, Cloud Drake helping them chase down Mickey in the mid lane.
Nicely done. They found a place to pressure. Right now, TL get to find any champion kills. The turrets actually equalized as well. And more importantly, I would say P1 actually knocked down the mid lane. That's harder to kill than top lane outer, so.
Still, gold, very even footing.
Yeah.
And it's all about this positioning for wards so they can set up plays like that. Also, it's an interesting point you bring about the value of outer turrets, even though you're rewarded for the same gold. Everybody's in agreement that mid lane turret provides so much more strategic defense.
Yeah.
Because of the positioning around there, protecting your jungle and being able to create plays off your mid laner.
And so we'll see P1 somewhat intangibly ahead of it in this game, more than just the 1,000 gold you see at the top of your screen. And here we go, this turret, which has some pressure from Piglet. Will force them away, but Ryu's going to be at maybe 1,200 afterwards. And
not the first time that we've seen Piglet fly in out of the corner of the screen, jumping in for that 1v1. Red buff Tristana ready to go.
Flying Yordle was flying Yordle. Matt getting some damage, and then Magical Trinity's right back out. He knows Ryu wins that duel 100 times out of 100. I don't think barring these kind of items are going to win that fight. Bowie's and Ruby Sightstone, not the scariest. Lourlo back to Gnar, clears the wave, and he is still trying to shove in against Pig.
A swarm of pings around mid lane, and they're going for it.
Dardoch looks for the play, doesn't land the flash, but he gets the ulti across, but where's the team? The TP coming in for Lourlo, he does have Gnar. Can he find the play? The damage coming through for Piglet, though, gets Xpecial. The rocket tip, the chase, red buff on, they gotta catch arrow. EQ, does he have it? Yes, he does. The knockup's there, and there is no way out. 2 kills for Liquid. The slows now. They get the stun from Bard. The setup was there, and TL find 3.
Just like that, Team Liquid strike back again. This is going to be their mid turret, and they're going to have extra pressure as well. Couldn't they go for 2?
Oh, they're going to absolutely. The mini wave is alive. They don't want to risk Baron because MikeYeung is alive, but they can knock this turret down. 100 out of 100. TL's going to make this one fall. The gold lead 3,000 as they reset.
Blue buff steal here for Mickey as well.
Uh-oh. Bit of danger. They may have gotten greedy. The flash knockup. The gold was one on a mat, but a nice wallop. Not going to matter. MikeYeung getting a kill on this now. Can he kite away from Piglet? Maybe with Xpecial won't matter. The exhausted, but here comes Mickey. He's mad about this one. It's going to go pear-shaped. Piglet gets another kill for himself, and Xpecial left alone. That was a bit goofy by P1. Mickey turns it around.
Phoenix1 caught up in the chaos there. 2 of them going down in the exchange. And some more kills over to the carries here on Team Liquid. 2 for Mickey now, 2 for Piglet. Further funding the end game fantasy.
Getting better and better then as Liquid holds on to 2,500 as the map resets. They get more out of the overtension.
Dardoch tried to go for the EQ flash to get the knockup.
Yeah.
Doesn't hit the EQ, doesn't hit the flash, doesn't matter. As Team Liquid are able to come in. Just the tip of that ultimate there from Matt. Is able to grab arrow, so they get the extra chase down kills. Then Mickey lands the slow into Miasma. Rumble is toast. No chance of flashing out at that point. Here's the turn though, as they attempt to chase down more kills, not accounting for the rest of the members of Team Liquid because they don't have vision from that side of the jungle. So when Mickey comes out, big surprise there for Phoenix1, it seems like, as maybe they were betting on the fact that he may have recalled, and they felt like the team was split up and they were trying to fight their way back into this one, but
it wasn't a bad idea. Ooh,
Piglet.
Ryu, he's going to find Piglet, the damage up with there, and he's going to jump right across.
A little early.
Well, he's going to try those Piglets right there in the mix, and yes, the kill comes through. He had to kind of guess what best would come out. A second kill coming through thanks to Zig, and suddenly, right on Baron, he picks off Dardoch, and P1 looking for the comeback. 700 gold down, but 5 on Baron. This shouldn't be too hard.
This is Cassiopeia and a Gnar building up Mega though.
Slow, the flash chase, going to flash to run away, but can he get the damage output? Tempered Fate only hits the
Lourlo goes Mega.
They get the kill. Mickey gets 1 throwing this one, and the second one comes across, and Mickey looking to find a third. He's going to do it. Ryu's going to fall. The shutdown comes through the 3v5 at Baron. TL wins it.
Oh my goodness, we're just all over the place now. Phoenix1 pick up 2 kills, start up the Baron, and they can collapse upon Mickey and Lourlo. Enough DPS there to finish it off. Matt with the Tempered Fate for zoning, and they rip Phoenix1 down right after they get their picks.
Well, throw it out the window, Kobe. We talked about risk aversion. No longer. The last 2 minutes have been fight after fight, hoping that the play is going to work
Baron
out.
Frenzy is upon us.
Baron Frenzy continues. Let's go. TL going to go for it. Can they knock down the worm? MikeYeung is in base. And it's Xpecial versus the world. This seems unlikely you can stop it. That said, you never know. Ulti! Is he gonna? He is not! Smited away by Dardoch. And Liquid up 4,000 with a Baron buff.
All right, we'll take a look at the 1v1. Ryu gets the jump on him. Huge burst damage.
Yeah.
Then Piglet actually,
yeah, well, the rest of P1's right there.
yeah,
so
not really any.
go.
I was looking for ways out for him, and there weren't really ways out, so. Regardless, then they started up. They're trapped a little bit here. Full health, Cassiopeia comes up. They jump on him, but he still has flash. And Lourlo, as you said, was charging up his Mega, so the front line, impressive. Baron was doing damage to a lot of the backline of Phoenix1 during that time, and Matt had kind of sectioned off the team, so they split him up.
He stopped Arrow for like 7 seconds.
Yeah.
He got a double stun on the carries, then he tempered Fate the Varus as well. So Matt, unsung hero in that fight, did a lot of work there.
Create the song now. Go. Okay, just kidding. Don't want to put you on the spot. Now he's got Baron buff. It's going to be a lot easier to write this one. As Team Liquid siege up on the bottom side. They have a Drake to retreat to afterwards, but you want to make the most of that Baron buff and the siege potential.
Absolutely. 4-1 and 4 Mickey. Getting big into this one. Nothing minning about him. He's looking to knock down everybody. Complete the reverse sweep for TL. 5 kills for P1, 8 for Liquid. Looking to knock down bot lane 2-2. That's going to be pretty easy. Dardoch rejoins the team on this side of the wall. Will it be a reset or will TL stay on the map? They still have better items. They could keep going. You can see
Plenty of time left on Baron as well.
yeah. I think you do at least one more turret, then you reset. And the target's going to be top lane tier 2. I think this makes the most sense. It's the easiest of the turrets to kill. With a 4,000 gold lead and a Baron buff on, you should be able to get any tier 2 you want. P1's wave tier is not so insane they can stop this. Without maybe Equalizer. That's maybe what Zig's gonna have to commit to with this. TL actually gonna recall several members. They will not go for tier 2 yet. They're gonna shove the wave in and push with the last minute and a half or so of Baron buff. I do believe that our Baron buff tracker is adding Runic Affinity to the mix, so it's counting the long duration one on Dardoch, but everyone else's is less than 145 left. As you can see that timer in the bottom left corner down to 1/3 left. More like a minute and 10 seconds. With Ocean Drake grabbing, that really helps sieging as well. For the next minute, they're going to have extra regen to stay healthy against any sieging.
So Team Liquid looking to complete their promotion tournament journey here.
Yep.
Poised with the scaling advantage, the gold advantage, Baron buff. Ready to break this one open. The team that spent so much trying to secure their spot in the North American LCS are moments away from doing so, as the last of the outer turrets is their next objective.
And there we go. Baron buff timing out in the next few seconds. This is the last wave they've got it with. I think Lourlo's won't even reach the turret. Be close to it. Yeah, he won't reach the inhibitor with Baron on him. It's just now Dardoch's buff. And we'll see if they can knock anything down with that. He's staying near mid. If he wants to go top, he can buff the wave. Lourlo now just a mere mortal on this Gnar, but can still push around Zig a little bit as he tries to wave clear on this Rumble. Rapid fire cannon done for Piglet off that previous recall, so certainly a power spike is here. Watch out though, Ryu wants him! Valkyrie's in, butt shot sends him right back out.
Phoenix1 have to mount their defense right now. They're running out of time. Lourlo is on the turret right now, pushing into Zig, creating this pressure, gets a stun as well.
Gnar puts him on. A lot of armor though on this Rumble, though. He's got Zhonya's and the Ninja Tabby, so slow to do that much damage, but he might as well burn the ulti. He's turning back to mini anyway. Let's see what's next up. No Drake for a little while, neither the case for Baron. Baron's 3 minutes-ish away. Drake actually not going to be far behind that. I think slightly later on the respawn. It will be another elemental. Of course, you can see it's going to be Cloud. So, Ocean Cloud versus Cloud, likely to be the end game elemental Drake status.
Yeah. Probably not going to be too big of an impact
Yeah.
factor in this game.
Unlikely. So
Still, we are looking for the big dive here from Team Liquid. Now you have the options of, instead of Tempered Fate to set up the Jarvan Gnar combo, you can just turn off a turret. Try and dive past that one instead. Or
Yep.
hit the players and kill the turret.
Absolutely the case.
Either one you hit.
And their
No
tanks
problem.
are tanky. You've got Ninja Tabby and Aegis and the Randuin's Omen in for Lourlo. Similar, actually probably even more armor for Dardoch. I mean, it's 179 to 177. They are not quite immune, but certainly resilient against that kind of damage. You're going to be a very big factor. Zig the same.
We'll see if Phoenix1 can find their way out of this one. It's getting very dark on the map for Phoenix1. Not many surprises that they can have left. Try and get advantage over Team Liquid, and they're going to have to pull out some big plays.
Yeah, the TL call seems to be, let's just play really safe and only play for the Baron. We'll keep playing for that vision. Mickey can shove the mid lane wave in. Let's recall, fill up our sight stones, keep those wards going. Double sweeper for this squad. Mickey's still holding onto his yellow trinket. They don't quite kill as much bitch as they would like, but 1 minute till Baron means final recalls. Grab your control wards. Mickey maybe hopes he can finish a Void Staff. He's actually got it, so yeah.
Mickey definitely happy with the way that this tournament has gone as well. You know, joined the team so recently, you know, having to work with a large group of guys and try and fit in quickly as they were at the bottom. And you know, the crunch time is real as soon as he joined the team.
Yeah.
Did struggle a little bit in the opening weeks of the LCS, but really kind of flourishing in this tournament.
Yeah, he lost to Dignitas, he lost to Phreak, but those were the 2 best of 3s, and then comes in here to this one and wins the first BO5 3-0, and this one looks for the reverse sweep, and they are poised to do so. 4,500 gold up. Mickey held his corrupting potion on, did not get a control on his most recent recall. But we'll see as P1 wants to get vision back. They're gonna get the double stun, but is there even teammates around? Magical Journey brings him to safety. Puts Scare on an arrow, he's gonna stay alive. Now P1 need to get themselves some vision control.
All right, I think they need to use this package as well. Team Liquid aren't going to let them, you know, take advantage though. They play defensively, don't expose their flanks out here in the open.
A lot of meeps following Matt now. They'll actually do a lot of damage in a team fight if he gets time to just like smack MikeYeung or Zig for a while. Zig doesn't have much MR. Pretty sure Matt can do like at least a third of Zig's health bar just with 5 autos, so not someone to really ignore, but TL once again gonna go play for Baron control. Get what wards they can, but they know they have to respect the mid lane wave as well.
Yeah, and again, I do think the siege should be the tactic for Team Liquid. I'm not as big a fan of the neutral objective bait here for them, but they are going to utilize the Fog of War. You know, they have that advantage, and they're going to try and get the engagement. Tempered Bait can be used very, very well to pick one of these stragglers off.
See what happens. Summoners up across the board, almost getting Ryu with the slow.
Valkyrie down means Tempered Bait would have gotten his flash, but feels like they want more than just the flash of Ryu for
I think they would have had to overextend for it as well. Of course, Lourlo would have to TP in, and he wouldn't join until after that wore off. So there will be some safety for now. Still fighting for the wards back and forth. 3 sweepers for P1, not that for TL, so slightly better at killing wards is going to be the red team. They are still fighting down a gold deficit, but not so massive they can't win. It's 3 out of spike for the Rumble, 3 out of spike as well for Arrows. Varus.
Even just that play there where Phoenix1 get to go into the Baron and clear out the vision is worthy of a sigh of relief for them. Buys them a little bit more confidence, a little bit of time, and knowledge that they're not going to have the Baron snuck away from them.
Absolutely. Quick pickup on this one, and either Lourlo or Dardoch could still the Drake pretty easily and hop the wall if it gets scary. I kind of expect TL to make a meager attempt for that and just grab it for free. Shouldn't be too hard to join the impending Baron fight for either of the two, but I wouldn't say more than one player. Maybe Piglet can try if he can blast cone the wall. We'll see though. P1 a bit riskier for them. They can't jump a wall to get away, so P1 gonna remain in control of the Baron area. Control ward goes down, and it's actually Fog of War entirely for TL in this river.
Yeah.
Despite being the team with the gold lead, they have given up control of a very crucial part of the map. Scuttle goes over to P1. Dardoch in the front line, they find some damage here onto Xpecial. Half HP, he runs away. Mid lane pushed in first by TL, but it's 1 auto attack and that wave is gone. What's up next? Lourlo forced back. It's a few shots to the face there. New wave coming in with cannons and just cleared immediately by Piglet. And again, it's TL who are first. So now they get to go to the river. They get to knock this wave down and go get coordinates. Someone from P1 must clear this themselves first.
Yep, the power is in their hands right now. For Phoenix1, their objective to try and get this team fight victory is gonna be
Coming for a bait.
get those line ultimates down. If they could lure Team Liquid into the jungle, maybe they have a better chance of hitting them. But then you expose yourself to more walls of the Flash Gnar ultimate, which will be equally as devastating. It's very difficult for Phoenix1. Trying to look for an angle on one of those targets, though.
And they're still powering up. Piglet taking a sidestep to go towards a Mercurial Scimitar with that QSS. Rapid Power Cannon almost done for Ryu here. His gold actually not enough to complete the items. He's going to sit on the Zeal for a while, but he's pretty close to having 4 major items. 4 items in the Cassiopeia. Mickey's ahead a little bit.
Patience.
Not quite the slow into Xpecial. Mickey's slow, but he's going to be safe. Here's Tempered Fate forcing a flash. That's 1 for 1. And look at the damage on his Zig, but again, he's pretty tanky. He's got a lot of armor. Piglet not getting that much out of it, but Lifesteal's back in the mid lane.
Minion wave on the top turret. They might want to utilize that. Multiple points of pressure. It does draw Ryu up to the top side.
And it's going to be the attempted rush down on Baron. Can they bait P1 into this fight? Or are they too afraid? With Piglet showing there's not an obvious play, but the Cosmic Bomb reveals it. This could be the play. Gnar over the wall, looks for the stun, only gets onto 1. It's just the Rek'Sai, and they're going to burn it down. Dardoch lands the spike. Baron to TL, the chase on the Xpecial. No rock jump used for the chase, smartly done. And Dardoch wants maybe a bit more. Will he go for the Cataclysm? No. But a Baron for nothing, a good secure by TL.
And here comes the siege. Team Liquid have all the time in the world. They're actually going to send Lourlo to split. He does have teleport. Can make a leisurely push on the base.
Max level 18 on 2 members of TL. Only the Corki right now for Phoenix1. Level leads almost across the board. 1 to 2 for most players. We'll see, it's not just the gold lead, but everything else as well. Gnar going to start that bot lane split push. Cloud Drake just requires a cursory glance from Piglet and it'll fall over. Mickey the same. At some point, if TL's playing around neutral objectives, they got to get that Elder Dragon to actually start spawning. If they're not willing to siege cleanly, they might just want to start spawning more and more epic objectives.
I still think the siege is the best way to go for him.
I agree, but they haven't been.
They have been very cautious, and you can't blame them for Game 5.
I know.
LCS spot on the line. This is what the team was basically built for.
Yep.
Winning this tournament.
Game 5s. And yeah, exactly. Keeping onto that spot. Scimitar now done for Piglet, but no tank busting in his build. So the Braum, the Rek'Sai, and the Rumble, he has no armor shred for them yet. Relying on Lourlo and Dardoch for that job. Which is not honestly that bad of a choice, as long as they hit the front line for you. Tia looking for a cheeky play. Piglet kind of leading the charge, which is a bit risky. Doesn't get found out there. Lourlo pushing. The rest of the team going to join him as well. And here comes the push for bot lane. 2 minutes 20 on Dardoch's Baron buff. Auto Hex coming through. Piglet getting a lot of damage. That turret's going to fall immediately. The inhibitor line now broken on the bot lane inhibit self. Down below half HP. Root's going to land. Dardoch forced to kite away. The Equalizer not going to land on much, though. Maybe a bit premature. Then over-aggressive by Zig. It does almost no damage. And Piglet 1 auto attack away. 2 auto attacks. There it goes. The shield bought some time, but bot inhibitor will fall. And Zig ultiless gives a bit of space for Liquid. Ooh. Decent damage out of that Corki.
Yeah, Ryu doesn't want to let him get away, but there's nothing he can do about it.
Yeah.
As you said, time is on the side of Team Liquid. A couple items still, they could buff up their carries even more. Don't need it. That's a possibility, and because they left that Drake behind, here's your consolation prize for Phoenix1.
All right.
Run around the base a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not a good Drake when you're stuck inside. They've already got the mobility advantage because their rotations are shorter, but now they're even shorter. So, hey, 50 moves speed out of combat. Never hurt anyone, but it might not mean much all in the same. They're going to get the attacks across. Has to respect Xpecial a little bit. Even only they can alive in the backdoor bonus turret anyway. Ooh, that was a bit dangerous, but looks like he was able to rocket jump away in time. Xpecial not going to go for the ulti. And Piglet healing right back up. He's got to watch out, though. No rocket jump means he would have to flash any major plays. Equalizer back available for Zig, and Baron buff timing out shortly. Top lane 2-2 finally falls to Lourlo. That's a couple thousand gold that TL's holding in pockets, not items.
Super minions in the bottom side have one more line of Phoenix1 minions to get through before they're knocking on the Nexus turret.
Ryu should be the one to clear those. Magic damage is high, and supers are easy to kill with magic damage. He doesn't sidestep for that yet, though, so he's going to crash a little bit closer. How fast do they clear this wave out? A nice grounding comes through, and the damage on the turret, they're going to get the knockup, but there's no follow-through, so another ulti used for not a lot of gain. The turret falls, and now it's P1 going for wave clear. But their base is falling piece by piece. The consolation prize, the Cloud Drake, not meaning much as they're 2 inhibitors down, and top lane going to fall in 2 auto attacks. One inhibitor left, and P1 have yet to get into a fight.
Yeah, they're going to give away everything inside the base, save the Nexus before they're able to pull off any moves now. 2 inhibitors down, 1 exposed, and Piglet's going to grab the red buff before coming back.
It's a great time. They're waiting for the next wave anyway. Even though inhibs don't get a backdoor bonus, teams tend to wait for minions anyway. Looking out for the next bit of damage. Piglet's got to juke away, gets the lightning thread across. And now in a duel with Ryu, but be careful because that Corki is deadly. Attacks again on the turret, half HP. Gets a double ulti. No follow through just yet. The chain of corruption though gets into the back line. Will they go for Mickey? No. Stays live on this, but now it's cutting back. TL getting a bit low. P1 wants in. Mickey still threatening the petrifying gaze. Doesn't throw it out just yet though.
Yeah, so much respect given over to the Rumble ultimate as well. I think Team Liquid didn't want to get caught in a big equalizer on the retreat there. They are able to retreat, heal back up, and return after.
And here comes maybe the next chance to play. Matt very low on health now, and he doesn't have a way of getting back in the fight. But Piglet wants in, he goes forward! Shoots off an arrow, but won't kill him, but the inhibitor's gonna fall. There are so few buildings left inside the Phoenix1 base as TL look to close it out to complete the reverse sweep, when the first games looked so unlikely to be the case. As they're hoping to win 3 straight here. The last 2 turrets to fall. Piglet getting some attacks into Xpecial. Onto the back line, and Equalizer buying a bit. Matt still very low, but no shots hitting just yet, though Ryu still has yet to find himself that kill. 3-1 his scoreline, but hasn't gotten the targets. The Gnar pulls him back a couple. That takes the front line. Look for the kills and a Lourlo. Gnar, he's got a fall arrow, picks up 1 and a stun. Only finds the Varus and the kite back now. P1 5v4 in the fight. TL will stay with the Ocean. They can flash to go in, but look at the turnaround. Petrifying gaze. They're gonna knock down 1 to chase through as well, but Dardoch is low. He's gonna stay alive. Piglet wants more. Not gonna find it. Gonna kite right back out. And the turrets are falling. TL looking to knock down the base. MikeYeung, 1 hit away from dead. Arrow the same. The 2-man stun. Can they pick him off? And they will. The knockup for Dardoch. And they're all dead. It's gonna be the ace. It's gonna be the game. And it's the match. TL back-to-back BO5s win the promotion tournament. And hugs all around, deservedly so. Lourlo could not get out of his seat faster if there's an ejector button next to him. Jumps up and hugs his teammates. And now Xpecial knows his work is cut out for him. He and the rest of P1 have to come back here tomorrow.
Okay, go vacation.
And challenge a squad that beat the one that they went 3-2 against.
Team Liquid, LCS team still able to defend their spot and finish up with the promotion tournament. What a reverse sweep for them, the last 3 games. This one definitely the most controlled of those 3.
Yeah. A bit chaotic in the middle, but at the end of the day, they paid it out. Mickey, 100% participation in the last game, 6-1-7 in a 13-kill game for him. Absolutely massive on the Cassiopeia. Didn't matter that Ryu out-farmed him. Turns out you can give away the Corki and still find the wins, and TL did it in back-to-back games there. That damage graph, yep, the Trist still did a lot. Ryu's Corki did even more. But the most important stat is the W. And that is what TL got despite the 2-letter code. No L's for them in this one.
How good it must feel for Team Liquid, you know, after all of the changes that they've gone through this split. Yep, trying everything they could possibly think of.
Pretty much.
Now they secure their spot. Last couple pickups, Mickey and Dardoch doing quite well for themselves. Meanwhile, Phoenix1 still have another match to play.
They do.
Going to be tomorrow, and that one is going to be very high stakes.
It's
winner is in, loser is out.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a fun one to watch for, absolutely. And it's going to be a different match as well for Phoenix1, of course. Their match was against Goldcoin United, where they had won that one narrowly 3-2. So United's the other squad, the one that TL played. It's the one that TL 3-0'd. So maybe that gives Phoenix1 some level of confidence. Yeah, I mean, those are good players, absolutely. So definitely, again, work cut out for them. P1 need to regroup off of this match. I mean, they've had to play 10 games already. They've got 3 to 5 more tomorrow. They could go entirely the distance here, play the most possible number of games. And when that happens, I mean, it's going to be, again, same time, same place tomorrow, almost definitely on this stage. And P1 going to hope that they can, clutch it out in their last best of 5 of the year.
Yeah, the champions that they favor has become extremely clear, right? MikeYeung keeps on going for this Rek'Sai, Ryu and his Corki. He actually showed up quite well in the first 2 games on other champions, which people might forget, LeBlanc and Talia.
Right.
And Talia ended up being the one that was banned even over Corki. So definitely going to have to do their homework and pay attention to the last couple series because can't just, tunnel vision on the Corki.
Of course.
As Team Liquid were actually able to stay away from that and claim their victory, large part because of it. Plus, then you have Arrow playing Varus over and over again, so that will be one to expect. Yeah,
and he's been landing very well on it. Like, coming in, for most of the split, I feel like Arrow and Xpecial have done a very bad job in the landing phase, but they had done very well in this series. They certainly looked good. We'll see if they can put that forward as well tomorrow when they play United. But now to hear more about that hard-fought reverse sweep, we send it down to Oliver May, who has an interview with that Liquid support.
Thanks, guys. Great cast on the day. I am here with the victorious support, Matt. Matt, congratulations on that win. And the first thing I want to ask is, Lourlo seemed to pop out and start screaming. Can you tell me a little bit about the emotions that were running through that series?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, whenever we have like that high-tension win, Sam always pops off. But I think we were all really, really relieved that we finally can just, stop with this season and just get to the next one.
It was a really long series and hard fought for you. How do you and the team maintain your positivity and focus throughout the games?
Focus, I think we're all pretty seasoned. Like, we're not rookies. We're, pretty veteran. So I didn't have too much problems focusing, and I'm sure none of my teammates did either.
Now, when everyone's making the calls, who does the team ultimately look to for leadership?
Leadership, I think it's more of Dardoch does a lot of like instant shot calls. Like, we just kind of listen to whatever he's doing because he's really on point of just reading a situation and we can just all in on that. So I think when we're on point, we're just listening to Dardoch. And outside of that, I think we all have like good ideas. I think we're all really smart players when we can just do, like, I think our problem is that we have 5 smart players, but we don't always go for the same plan at the same time. So we end up doing like completely different things, and it ends up like completely looking like, an S show. But I really don't think that we're bad players. It's just we don't always have the right direction.
Well, you have these amazing players with you now. You got Dardoch here. You got Mickey. You've been here with the team for the whole split. With this new lineup, what kind of an impact do you think that this new team is going to have on the LCS?
Well, I mean, I think for the next season, we're going to prepare the most that we can. Maybe we'll even change like parts of the roster, like whoever's like the most committed to our vision for the next season. But yeah, I think we're all really committed as players, and I think we'll be in a really good spot for next season.
So prepping up for next season, do you and the team have any specific goals or plans for this off season?
Oh, I got a lot of plans. I'm just going to chill and play a lot of solo queue and probably start streaming because I haven't streamed like forever. So probably start streaming again.
All right, well, I hope to catch your stream. And to wrap up these games, we're going to throw it on over to Degon at the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Avali. Great interview on the day. Team Liquid complete the 3-win reverse sweep and are able to pull it out here.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. They stayed composed. They're able to actually come back. And despite the fact that they had a very rough start, they were able to pull everything together. And, hey, their job here is done. Yeah, and Matt went ahead and touched on it. They are all veterans. They also are veterans of the promotion tournament. Were able to pull it out. And they faced adversity in that one. Matt was on that roster there. And I think it speaks volumes to finally having a settled roster that has talent that can go ahead and grow. Yeah, I mean, the question that everyone is going to ask, though, is, will they stay with this 5-man roster, right? I mean, how many people have Team Liquid cycled through in the last year or two? I think there was something like, just even this year, something like 14 players that played for Team Liquid. And while they have at least settled on a roster for the promotion tournament, is Reignover going to be with the team going into next year? Is Dardoch going to be with the team going into next year? You know, which jungler are they going to use? Is it going to be a Nori? Is it going to be... You feel like they're probably going to stick with this roster, but that has always been kind of one of the criticisms is there's so much change in Liquid that you don't really know what's going on, and you don't really always feel confident that they know what's going on either.
Well, a lot of questions for them for the future, but let's go ahead and take a look at this game here. Cassiopeia, again, in the hands of Mickey, and they're able to outscale. Well, once again, the question of fighting now, early fighting, early aggression to outscaling, and outscaling wins yet again.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they played a pretty solid game. I think that Mickey in particular has had a pretty impressive couple days here. Seems to be gelling pretty well with the team, and it has really been turning in some strong performances. And
Tristana once again in the hands of Piglet.
Almost every single game this whole tournament, really, yesterday and today, he played Tristana, I believe, what, 5, 6 of the games. I know he had 1 game on Caitlyn, 1 game on Kog'Maw. I think that's about it. So really high priority on Tristana for the team, and I think it makes a lot of sense as a champion that Piglet really can feel enabled to be aggressive on, to actually get involved in the team fights. You have mobility, you have long range, and Piglet is a guy who can kind of take over in those team fights if he gets the opportunity.
So we talked about both carries here. We talked about MikeYeung, Cassiopeia, talked about Tristana in the hands of Piglet, but let's look on the other side of the carries for P1 in both Ryu and in Arrow. I feel like Ryu was able to carry his weight, make some plays when he needed to, and I don't think Arrow had as many opportunities as he played Varus, I believe, almost every single game this promotion tournament.
Yeah, it was a little bit surprising to see him stay with Varus pretty much the whole way through. Varus obviously can be pretty strong, has strong early laning, does offer crowd control, and you don't need perhaps as much pure DPS coming from your AD carry when the mid laner is bringing a really high consistent amount of damage as well on Corki. Ryu, I do believe, did the most damage that game, despite losing. So it certainly can work out well as a composition. I just think, as most things this weekend have been true, it's kind of just coming down to execution.
Well, let's take a look at how Team Liquid was able to pull this one out here at 20 minutes. Team Liquid going down the mid lane and find themselves 3-0 plus the tower.
Yeah, TL were able to find some of these team fights. It's looking pretty good for them. Dardoch, a couple times actually trying to find the flag and drag flash, and not able to fully pull off the combo, but he does get on top of Arrow. They lock down Xpecial, and then it's fully in for the chase here. And the flash was already popped from Arrow earlier because of the Cataclysm being used from Dardoch, meant that they're able to follow up with a really nice Bard ultimate. And Matt, I think, has been strong for the team on playmakers, and Bard has always been one of his best champions. Coming into the league, he was kind of known for his Bard, so it's nice to see it coming back in meta and him succeeding so well on it.
Right, because earlier, I believe yesterday, that he did get Bard and he didn't look good. He had the Tempered Fate that he ended up flashing into, so that it was definitely worth, but I think he had another Bard play here in this replay, 22-30. Team Liquid, a man down and pick up Baron. He is able to get a nice Tempered Fate that holds 2 people in play here.
Yeah, it felt like kind of the never-ending Baron dance, and Mickey starting this fight off very, very well, getting a huge ultimate onto multiple people, but you can actually see that the Equalizer was not very effective in this fight, and that's such a big team fight ultimate, especially when you're going to try to turn to the Baron, because the other team is going to have to kind of funnel through these small corridors. The Equalizer being down, not being very effective, was a big deal, and Matt hits a nice binding, follows up with the ultimate, so kind of keeping some of the P1 DPS out of the fight, allowing TL time to actually burn down the front line, and plays like that really can turn the game.
At 3v5, and that was after both Piglet and Dardoch, 2 of the guys that are the most aggressive on your team, the ones that might be prone to tilt, end up dying for free. And huge play there by Matt and Mickey to clean that one up. A lot of players performed today, but we'd like to recognize one person who really showed up in the match, and that's the man in the mid lane. It's Mickey, who earned Player of the Series.
And it's got to feel good for Mickey because he came here to succeed, to kind of have a resurgence with his career. He talked about the fact that he wanted to prove he can still be effective with this aggressive playstyle, that he can be dominant in North America. He's not looking at it as this retirement home, right? He's trying to kind of have a change of fates, and I think that he can be very happy with the set of games he turned in, and so can his team.
Yeah, and he was the carry. He was the one that was able to put it on. Piglet obviously got to get to scale and get to the late game, but multiple times was he able to pull off 1v1s, kills on Ryu, who we saw Ryu also be the workhorse for Phoenix1. And if you're doing that, your best against their best, and your best is coming out on top, good things are going to happen.
Yeah, certainly agree. So we'll see how Liquid is going to be able to build towards the next season. They're going to have a lot of time off now, a lot of time to actually practice, to recover, and to kind of gather themselves for potential franchising if they do actually make it in, which a lot of people would be assuming they would. So definitely some bright things perhaps in the future for Liquid.
All right, well, with their victory, Team Liquid have completed their run through the promotion tournament, while Goldcoin United have to go ahead and have been knocked out of the losers bracket. That leaves us with one more match tomorrow, Phoenix1 versus a reinvigorated E United. And, you know, both these teams kind of slugged it out, but E United gotta be feeling good after their pretty stompy win over Goldcoin.
Yeah, they're going to be coming in with, I think, a lot more momentum after their win over Goldcoin. Phoenix1 need to kind of gather themselves together. They've had a really long weekend so far. 2 5-game series, back-to-back days. Definitely going to take its toll, you know, physically and mentally. So the players need to be able to recover. They need to be able to reset and really focus on the matches tomorrow, because this is their last opportunity to prove themselves in the tournament.
So we got to see both series here. What player are you looking to stand out for both teams?
I mean, I think it's hard to say, like, because to me, there have been great individual performances, but it's been much more about drafting. It's been much more about like team-wide execution. So I'd really like to see the coaches try to take as much as they can from these first couple days of the tournament to really kind of learn some of the trends and try to play very well around them. You know, champions like Tristana, which has been so effective throughout the tournament, maybe needs to kind of go up in priority. So I'm really looking at the coaches to kind of show what they have learned in the picks and bans so far, and to be able to kind of pull together a really strong team comp for the teams.
All right, well, thank you very much, Zale. That's going to do it for us here. So on behalf of myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for more league action. You can touch your browser.